Log into gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC. GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world.
One, two. Check me out right here, yo. Need to turn the track up a little bit for me. All up in my ears. The mic is loud, but the music is loud. Yeah. Yeah. Now the mic is low now. Turn the mic up low. My this shit's all the way up. Yeah. Music is loud. That's what I'm talking about. That's for the wild out.
Back at it again, man. It's the Roundtable Podcast, and this week's special guest is a very, I don't even know what to say about this guy, because we got history before a lot of things. Before the cars, you know what I mean? Before the whips, we were just innocent young brothers just wanting to play ball. And I met this brother, man, years, like when we was riding bikes, man. You know, and I'm a little bit older than my man, but his impression back then was always, yo, my man Love. He had a love for the game. He had a love for what he was doing. And as time progressed, we men now, but he still is that same passionate brother with everything he do. And I'm blessed to have him with me, man. I wanted to get him last season, but I said, you know what, I want to wait till next season so he can build up a little bit more of his portfolio, because I saw what he was doing. And just welcome to the show, man. Let's drop 100, a.k.a., man, my guy Corey Goodoff, T-Nex finest.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for having me, Shy. Like you said, we go way, way back, man. Like, it's crazy how far we come.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was talking to Corey the other day, and I said, yo, man, people fail to realize I know Corey when he lived across the street from Tryon.
Yeah. And what's so crazy, I live on the same street I grew up. I was able to buy a house on the same street I grew up on.
And that's something I wanted to touch on too, because a lot of people don't understand the essence. That's why I said I wanted a little bit more time to build up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I can dig it.
You know what I'm saying? Because I saw what was going on. I saw what you were doing. I saw your movement. Like I said before, you was passionate back then. Mm-hmm. And you kept that same passion in art even to this day with everything you're doing. So I salute you, King, on your accomplishments.
Thank you. And
you know what I mean?
You as well, because this is a nice setup. And again, thank you for having me, because, you know.
Come on, man.
So I appreciate you.
We got 20 plus, for real.
Maybe more than that.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe more than that. You know what I mean? When Tryon was the Mecca.
Oh, God.
Let's be clear. If you wasn't in Tryon Park in the late 80s, early 90s playing ball on that bitty court.
8-foot rims.
8-foot rims. Then you graduate, go to the middle court.
Oh, man.
That was like, you made it to the varsity when you went to the middle court because you playing with the big boys.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Dirk.
Come on, man. It's so many, right? It's so many legends, you know what I mean?
But, oh, man, yeah, it's crazy.
Tryon Park was, you had the girls at the top, you had the gambling games, you had dice games,
dirt bikes coming
you had
through.
cars, you had whips back then coming through.
It was almost like our 8th Avenue. Like
it was. It really was for our teenage years.
Yeah.
And back then, we just wanted to be ball players.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We had the girls, and we was showing off. It was a great atmosphere. It was a great time, too. Yeah. And it was a lot of love. We played out there plenty of times till the lights cut off.
Yeah. And there was a lot of generations out there, too. So my brothers or my uncles were out there, and so you got a chance to come up underneath them and kind of learn certain things and how to be a young man and how to be a man as you go on.
And I think that's what you soaked up too, though.
Yeah.
Because you definitely had that. You didn't really have to have the out. Some people have to have an outside influence. You had really at home.
Yeah.
You had the whips at home.
Yeah. Shout out to my uncles, Mike Goodall.
Shout out to them. You know what I mean? We gonna shout out to the whole team because they was bringing them joints out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And back then, that was something like we was damn near almost holding our heads like, holy Christ, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like your goals, I gotta get a boy. I want to be on this basketball team. I gotta get this car.
Exactly.
But the crazy part about it is, we always trying to be something positive. It was like really not we wasn't really out there on no nonsense.
Right.
We was competitive with the ball, and we all had a goal to play ball. And some of us took it further than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something I want to salute you on too, because as time progressed, you really took your craft to another level, bro.
Yeah.
You took it from Tryon to Teaneck High, and you pursued it. A lot of brothers, such as myself, I pursued it, but I got caught up in a couple of other dumb shit, just dumb shit that we do. But I still had the passion, but you kind of just stayed on that lane.
Yeah.
And people fail to realize, just because you stay in that lane, that don't mean you're not cool.
Right.
And I want the kids to know that now. Just because you do your own thing, you still cool.
Right. And just to piggyback on what you were saying, I always talk to people now because my kids, they go to Tryon now. It's
full circle.
It's come full circle. So I'm out there. I'm reminiscing when I bring them out there. I train them. I work them out. But I say, you gotta have a lot of things go right to make it in ball. Not just ball, but anything. You gotta have the right coach. You gotta have the right family. You gotta have the right girlfriend. You gotta get the right school.
Right friends.
And the right friends. You know what I mean? And so you see so many stories, that go left. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes hard to stay on the path. But if you have those things, then it's going to guide you all the way through. And I was thankful just to be able to go to college for free. You know what I mean? And so I didn't realize how much that was a blessing. You kind of take it for granted because you're playing ball. But to be a D1 athlete, which is like 1% make it to play D1, whether it's low D1, mid D1,
right.
or
No
high
matter
D1.
what D1 is, you made it. You know what I'm saying?
So
and you got an opportunity.
They got an opportunity. So, went to the NCAAs, NIT, and I have those experiences for a lifetime. And some of those friends that I still play with in college, I still, and just one more thing. Ball is like a gateway to so many other things too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
builds relationships.
It builds relationships. That's what I would say. Like, you never know where that round ball going to take you. And, like, who's going to help you because of that ball. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some people got their own little motives and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's the basketball or it's something that you did that they was like, oh, I remember. Like, even now, when sometimes, I walk around, I be like, yo, I remember you. You know what I'm saying? Some of the cops, just got on. They like, yo, I was a kid. My dad used to bring me to your games.
Come on, man. Talk.
So that's crazy, So it feels good when people do recognize, remember what you did, and
especially in your hometown.
Yeah,
Let's be clear. In your hometown, it's not like we overseas somewhere. We right here.
And quiet as kept, Mr. March was like, I was when Mr. March took over, I was his first year that he took over. So that laid the groundwork for like the next 20 years of basketball.
And generations to come.
You know what I mean? So that laid the generations, that laid the foundation for, people wanting to come to Teaneck, people moving into Teaneck to like,
to this day, to this moment as we talking now, let's be clear.
Yeah, now it's kind of a little different. Everybody wants to go to Catholic schools, but back in the day, Teaneck was a place to be, you know what I mean? Oh, and I think Englewood, Hackensack, anywhere you went, whether you had the ties there, you know what I'm saying, it was a good place, but I think Mr. March kind of had that foundation, and you knew, you were going to win when you played for him,
Yeah, that was a fact.
Yeah.
And the thing about that, to piggyback off you said, with the different towns, I think every town had its own thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Teaneck never really had an Ave.
Right.
Like Englewood had Palisade Ave.
Yeah.
So that would brought everybody to Inglewood because we had the Ave, we had a sneaker store, we had somewhere you can go get a little outfit, sneakers, come up and down. We had a barbershop. T-Neck had T-Neck Road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Jerry's.
But T-Neck also had Tryon.
Right.
And Inglewood had McKay, but McKay didn't have that rim.
Yeah.
That we can go there and live out our dreams. You gotta understand, it's time. I was watching Come Fly With Me, Michael Jordan VCR tapes. Me too. I'm going to Tryon to relive that moment. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So those are those are things that I passed on to my son. Like, you don't even know what it is to sit in the house and watch a whole VCR tape of a man, then go in the park and try to relive it with your friends.
That's what I be
to the
telling
park
my
where your arms are swollen from trying to dunk on a little rim.
I tell my sons that all the time. I'm like, you guys just pick up an iPad and you can watch whatever you want to watch because it's so many more players, I think. But Jordan was our Steph Curry. You know what I mean? So either you could dunk or you couldn't dunk. Now, Steph Curry is like, he set the stage where anybody could shoot a three.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is
from
not
anywhere.
a bad thing.
From anywhere.
From anywhere. Which is not a bad thing. But, I just think it's just a different style. Jordan had a different flair. Even if you couldn't really do the dunks, it was just the shorts. It was everything. It was everything.
It was the whole demeanor. Truthfully.
Like dudes had a full head of hair and was rocking baldies.
Right. And the shorts. Everybody had to go get the Olas.
Yeah,
Everybody
Olas.
Come on, man.
Shit, yes, Olas.
I'm talking to a ball player.
Yeah.
Olas shorts. Like if you had to go to New York, I had to get the Olas.
Yes.
And you had to when you held them. I'm gonna stand up on this. And you had to hold them like Mike.
You had to hold them.
Come on, man. But that's what we wanted. That's what we saw, and we bought it to Tryon. You know what I'm saying? And the piggy bank really off that, bro. Yo, what school did you go to, bro? Because after a while, we all bounced and kind of faded. We all went our way. So you got the scholarship to go where?
I went to Long Island University. That's in the conference of Fairleigh. So that's the NEC conference. So you got Fairleigh, you got Monmouth.
Is Rhode Island in there?
Nah, not Rhode Island.
Okay.
But you got Fairleigh, Monmouth, Wagner. Like most of the schools that's like
in the surrounding South Jersey areas.
Yeah. So we went there.
4 years.
4 years. Graduated.
Dope.
Like I said, we went to the NCAA. It was like the perfect storm. You had a guy that transferred from Rutgers. Charles Jones, you had Richie Parker come there, and my man Mike Campbell. So you had 3 players come from schools where elite school, higher schools, and was in our school, and we had some other good pieces around.
Right.
So when we made that run to the NCAA, it was like we went and beat St. John's. That was our first game. That was my junior year.
Too.
We went into St. John's and beat St. John's. They had Felipe Lopez, Zenden Hamilton. They had some other players there as well. But we went there, beat them, and that's when I kind of knew our season was going to be special. Even though I wasn't playing that much at that point, because like I said, it was a perfect storm. So my career kind of halted because those guys came in. But I went along for the ride, and like I said, if a guy comes in and he later on plays for the Bulls, then I can't be mad at that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What it is. You know the game.
Yeah. So I can't be mad at that. Senior year, we went to the NIT. We were favored to go back to the NCAA and would have had the highest seed from a conference like Northeastern Conference. We would have had like a 10 seed had we beat Fairleigh that year. But, we fell short to that. But, as time went on, like I said, graduated from there and, business management. So, so it was good. So I got what I needed from out of there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people lose sight of that. They think, oh, everybody's going to go to the NBA. And just like I said, 1% go D1, and it's like the percentage is even smaller to go
to the league.
So, after that, I was able to have a semi-pro career. I played in the ABA, CBA. So I was able to salvage some, like you said, like I had this drive in me that I didn't want to give up yet, you know what I'm saying? Or, I felt like I had a little more to share.
More to offer.
So, I played with the Harlem Wizards for a long time, which is a show basketball team. But like I said, I played in the ABA, CBA.
Did you go overseas?
I didn't go overseas. I went on tour teams overseas where we went to like China, Turkey. So I've traveled the world, you know what I'm saying? So it's been that's like I said, basketball has been very good to me. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes guys get caught up even overseas. You know, you could go overseas, but what kind of job do you have overseas? Is it a job where you might just want to go get a job here because you can make more money playing here, or is it your dream to play overseas? Because not every situation overseas is good. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to find that out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? But everybody thinks, oh, you know, I played overseas. But where you played overseas, and how was the experience? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you chase something and you chase it too long, and you find yourselves going to countries that's not the safest. You're not getting your money. The pay is low.
See,
you know what I mean? So
talk to us.
You know,
so a lot of us don't know that.
So those are the jewels that you know you gotta experience for yourself. But you know, it's always nice when somebody tells you. You know, when you go overseas. Like I've been overseas with my friend, and we were in Venezuela, and they didn't pay them, and it was a playoff game, and so they were sitting in the room like, we not playing until y'all come with the bread.
Wow.
They came in the room, laid out the money. They said, okay, let's play now. So things like that, you got to back yourself into a corner. It's not like the NBA where whether you win, lose, or draw, you're going to get your money, or any league that's here in the States, you know what I'm saying? Whereas overseas, a lot of things can happen, you know what I'm saying? When you see that, when you on a team and you lose 2 in a row, and you see this next guy coming in, you know something's up. Or if you're not getting paid 1 month, and the second month comes, you're not getting paid, you might have to bounce. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of little nightmare stories, but don't get me wrong, I've had friends that went over there and made great careers over there.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, it's two sides.
It's what you do.
It's 2 sides every
It's
story.
also how you make it as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But on some real, on the flip side of that though, see, you kept it moving though. Like honestly, with the basketball, you know what I mean? And that to me, I just had a conversation with somebody last night. I was on somebody's show last night. A man, Attention Whores podcast, and I said, yo, people fail to realize it's a blessing to have an opportunity. I just said that last night. We get so caught up, like, I was telling him, I said, yo, he like, what you mean? I was like, yo, you can go on 10 interviews and might not get no job.
Right.
But it was the opportunity that you had the 10 interviews. Instead of complaining about, damn, I didn't get the job, be thankful for the 10 interviews.
Right. I tell people now, because my sons play ball, and they all in. And everybody wants their kid. Everybody wants that Tiger Woods effect. Catch them at 5, and then you think you got something. If they got a little talent, you want to like hone that talent. But at the end of the day, if your kid gets a scholarship, I got 3 sons, right? If college costs me $200,000 a year, and I'm able to get them all scholarships, I've got myself $600,000.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
I know that personally.
Yeah. And so anything we do after, like we train.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, we train to go to the A, but if we don't get there, it's okay. Long as you get the scholarship, long as you take the ball. The ball is a vehicle. It's not you know.
It's not the end all be all.
Yeah,
you gotta know it's other avenues you can take with that.
It's a vehicle, and I try to tell my kids that, and parents who talk to me and lean on me because they see my sons are coming along. But I put a lot of work in with them. You know what I mean? So I try to tell the parents, you got to put the work in. And this AAU basketball right now, it's a lot different from me and you. You know, we were able, like just how we talked about our try-on experiences, we were able to have those experiences. Now with the way AAU ball is, it's like all year round. Whether it's basketball, football, baseball, you got fall ball, it's all year round.
It's never ending.
And so it's a never ending cycle. And so you kind of like gotta like almost let your kids. You gotta like. I took my kids to Urban Air yesterday. They were happy. And I didn't realize because we doing ball,
smothering
so much that when I said let's go to Urban Air, they were like, they looked at me with their eyes
breath
like,
of fresh air.
Yeah, like what? We going to? I said yeah, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Because at the end of the day, they still kids.
They still kids. So you know you gotta kind of have to have that balance with the kids.
But I think the difference with you is this. A lot of parents. Let's be clear. I had a son that. Shout out to Nate, went to college, played football, had a great career in high school. You know, he was the reason I kind of came back from North Carolina. One of the reasons, because it's like, damn, they really just, I need to get home. Mm-hmm. But I saw what it's like. He missed it. Like, he rather had played a North, I think it was an East or West game, but the game was on his graduation from high school. And it crushed me because I'm like, yo, I want to see you walk that stage. He's like, yo, I want to play football. And I went back and forth. Me and his Earth went back and forth. And she said, yo, if that's what he want to do, I had to respect it. And it bothered me because I wanted him to walk the stage.
Right.
But I got to also understand, yo, you don't get North or East games.
Right.
This is your last
This
North.
your last
You know what I'm
shot.
saying? So I had to, so I understand it. But what I was saying was some parents, and I know you not, personally I know you not, you're not pushing the kids to go because you're the way out.
Right.
You're pushing them because they love the game.
Right.
And I see that you love the game, so I'm going to push you firsthand.
Right. And that's what I say.
That's the difference. Some people are pushing you because, we need you to get to that level. Like,
yeah.
mommy's tired.
Yeah, I tell him, I said, look, let's do it because you want to do it. I said, I've made my bones with this. I said, you got to make your bones with it. I said, so, I'm okay. If you don't want to work out today, let's not work out today. But if you want to be good and you telling me you want to be good, then we got to go put this work in.
Right. And that's the difference because you understand it.
Yeah, yes. So, like I said, it's so crazy that, what I was saying was people pick their kids up so young, whereas we were able to be kids and try baseball, try
Right.
football, try different sports. I'm scared to let my kids try football because I'm like, okay, if you play football and you take this season and the other kids still play basketball and you come back after the football season's over, you're going to be behind because these kids have just kept playing.
Right.
So I try to tell them that, you know what I mean? But I told them, I said, look, you know what? You want to do it next year? Let's do it. You know what I mean? And we'll just let it fall the way it's going to fall, and that's all I could really do.
And that's what we kind of did with Nate. Nate played basketball, but he wasn't. I think he just played just to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? But he knew where his heart was. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is with basketball and football is it's a little physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's something I had watched a documentary on.
Yes.
The Bruce Jenner documentary. I didn't even know he played football.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you.
Yo, he was a star. He played like 8 sports in high school. He was a star player. He got hurt. And then that's how he got to the track and field.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people say, he did what he did, transform, but he was an athlete.
Right.
And somebody said, yo, just because you got hurt in football, we can go do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the value of having people around you that say, okay, you're not just going to brainwash you, but hey, have the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You definitely need a mentor. And like I said, if I probably had a mentor, we played, but now everybody's taking the kids so young and grooming them all the way through. So now, if we go back to when I entered my freshman year in high school and I'm dunking as a freshman, people are like, oh, okay, this is what's going on, let's train. But our parents, we didn't have trainers. We ain't have no trainers.
My pops wasn't. My parents wasn't really even in sports. I gained sports from just the streets.
It's so crazy, right? My freshman year, right? I think I had some game, right? And so my uncle came, and he came to watch me play. I caught a mean dunk, Jordan style dunk. Then I came through another dunk. He went home. He told my grandmother. He said, I think you need to come see him play. And after that, my family didn't miss a game.
Now they packed in.
Didn't miss a game. But
if they would have came when you was in the 6th grade.
But you know what it is? But during the summers, I tell people this story all the time. And I was telling Stacey P last night. I said from freshman year to senior year, I never really practiced ball during the summer. I would work. I would do construction. I had this guy who took a liking to me, and I would do construction with him during the summer. So I didn't really play.
You was doing that.
So I didn't really play ball that much during the summer. So and a lot of people don't understand. From your freshman year to your senior year, that's the most you're gonna improve from, and so the summers are very valuable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what happened with me was, I was wild athletic, and I was able to get through it through high school. But when I got to college, it's the same guy that's 6'4", who can do what you do, but can handle the ball, can shoot the ball, can damn near run the point. And so now you're looking around like, oh shit, I gotta work on my handle. I gotta work on my jump shot.
And now you're in college though.
And you're in college though. It's too late. Because now you missed all those time. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. It happened. But you know what I mean? So.
But you were blessed because you was an athlete. Let's be clear.
Right. So, like I said, we only know what we know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm okay with it. So now, my sons are coming along, and I'm like, okay, if this is what you want,
I know
what it
needs to be done. So we're going to start now. We're not going to wait till you in the ninth grade. We get this in now.
We get it in now. We already know what we need to do, so it's up to y'all. I got the blueprint. I tell them all the time, I got the answers to the test. It's up to you to take the test now.
You the cheat sheet for them.
You the cheat sheet for them. Cheat sheet. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
So,
and it's right there in your face. So it ain't like it's nothing like, you know, like when I'm with my son sometimes they might say, yo, you know, your pops, they used to call him Jordan. And he's like, well, okay. But he don't really see that because, you know, dad didn't go at that level. But you literally are, oh, listen, it's here. Here's the jerseys. Here's the, you know what I mean?
I tell them all the time. I said, whatever you want to do in this game, I've done it. I said, I may have not played in the NBA, but I've been paid to play basketball. I've got a D1 scholarship. I
traveled the world. It opened up a lot of doors.
Paid
a lot of other things.
Yeah. So I said, it's up to you. I said, you know, I can show you the way. I said, you just got to follow it.
Now, let me ask you this, though. If you'd have went to another school, another high school, you think it would have been different?
I'm not sure.
Because Teaneck was a lot more structured than Inglewood. I mean, I didn't go to Teaneck High. Right. Don't get me wrong, but from what I've heard and understood, they're a little bit more with grades, and they're a little bit more solid.
Yeah.
Not to take away from the Inglewood school systems or any of that, but sometimes you get that little bit of okay.
Yeah.
I heard Teaneck was a little bit, you know, I don't know per se, but do you really think if you would have made to a different high school, your career wouldn't have been? Because I feel like Teaneck was kind of the perfect fit.
Yeah, it was a perfect fit.
At that time, especially with that coach.
It was a perfect fit for me.
Right.
I just needed a mentor to say, okay, you're 6'4", and as a freshman, it's your sophomore year, you haven't grown anymore. We need to work on your skill set. So Mr. March was that it's just different now. I say, you know, back then now if Mr. March was coaching right now, he'd say, okay, you need to work on X, Y, and Z. But he just let you go because it was like, all right, you doing what you're doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just keep doing what you're doing. It's great. We love it. You know what I'm saying? But
that's real though. You know that's real.
So you know what I mean? So it's you know what I mean? So if a guy's telling if you're scoring 20 and 10, well, what else you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So but you know, big picture is it's like, okay, I got you playing the forward spot and you 6'4". I got D1 schools looking at you. So if you're going to go to a D1 school now, and a big-time D1 school, you're going to be a guard. You're not going to be a forward. So you need to start. You got to get your handle together. Like, you got to get your jump shot together. You got to, you know what I mean? And so those are the things where coaches do it now.
Yeah.
But back then, it was just kind of like, okay, you doing what you do. Everybody's winning. Everybody's happy. And you're just going through the motions.
Right. And that's it.
So, but it's fine, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that, you know what I mean? I like I said, you know,
Champ, you had a great career.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hold you.
I ain't mad at nothing.
I gotta respect it because I know where it started.
Yeah.
I think that's why for me, I respect it because I watched it.
Right.
And I'm like, son, I watched, like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what, just to see one of us, or three of us get to that next plateau is like, yo, I salute it. Just because I didn't make it, I gotta cheer him on. Yeah, I might have talked shit to him because you know trying. We talk cash shit to each other.
Big shit.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where I don't think we can talk that type of shit now without somebody like, hold. You know what I mean? We was talking shit, but I think we look forward to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At that point in time. It was a respect thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, yo, I ain't fucking with you, but on this court, I don't respect you.
When it was that first spring day, you knew what it was.
You knew what it was.
But you know the dope thing about it, too, was like when dudes came from Patterson or like we all
came together. Like Voltron.
Yeah, from Voltron.
Them
other towns come in.
Yo,
no.
We playing together.
Yeah.
We knew what it was.
This is what we gonna do. You know what I mean? So
and that was dope. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand the essence of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that part. Truthfully, for me, that park balling back then is no comparison now because it's AAU, so there's different levels. Even to the point, not just Tryon, to the point where we were going to Tenafly. And coming together in Tenafly. Yo, we playing together in Tenafly.
Yeah, Maywood,
we rocking because we love this game.
Right.
And we packing in each other's whips, we riding bikes, we walking, and we sharing juices. You want a juice? I got water. That was the essence, man. And that's where we come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where you and I come from. That's where our relationship built. You know what I mean? And that's where the respect built. And to see you take it to the next level, I always admired that. Like,
Thank
he
you, man.
made
I
it.
appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Because I never looked at it. Well, he didn't make it to the NBA. That doesn't point. You know how hard people feel to realize it's not that easy. Like, yo, I watch my son to this day still have a dream of, really wants to, and I respect that because when you want something, you're going to fight for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then also it comes to a point where, okay, I need to change up my goal.
Right.
Because I gave this, I made it to this level. Mm-hmm. Now, responsibilities of life. Now we dealing with life. The kids start to come into play.
Yeah.
We living on our own.
Yeah.
Bills need to get done. It's okay. Let's put forth a different effort. You know what I mean? If we catch the wave, we catch it, man.
Yeah. And truthfully, you can still stay around the game.
Exactly, because you still do to this day.
A lot of times people don't realize you could ref, you could coach, you could do sports management. It's so many avenues.
Training.
The training is really big now. Like back then, we didn't have no trainers.
We didn't have no trainers.
No trainers.
Nobody
no trainer. I don't even know what a trainer was.
I don't even know who was training. I don't even know one person that was saying, "Yo, train."
If you didn't have a basketball dad, like a
basketball dad like you are now,
you didn't know. It was no Leo.
It was no Leo.
It was no Leo.
You was lucky. Like myself, I was blessed. My pops didn't play ball. I ain't gonna front. My pops didn't play any sports, but he put that goal in the backyard. So he gave me that.
He gave you a.
And all the crew came to the backyard. We gonna play ball, and it is what it is. But if you, like you said, you don't have that right.
Yeah.
You didn't have that back then.
Yeah,
The streets was your basketball coach. You know what I mean? Who you watched in that park was your trainer.
Exactly. And it has its pros and cons. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely does with anything in life.
So, like I said, everything's in a vacuum now. So now everything is like, I take my kid to a trainer. Whereas when we played, it was more free flowing. You played 21. So, you try to go through 2 people, 3 people, so you develop your own style. Whereas, like, now, if you go with a trainer, you're developing his style. Yep. And his style is not for everybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think, I tell my kids all the time, I be like, yo, just play 21. I'm lucky to have 3 kids. I got twins, and then I got another son that's right behind them. So they're all the same age. So, we always doing things as a whole, as a unit. You know what I mean? So I tell them, I said, just try to play 21, play one-on-one. Because, sometimes you don't need to, I ain't gonna say nothing. You just play. Because a trainer is good, but it's like sometimes it's good to a fault.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you training me to be what you want me to be and not my skill set sometimes.
Yeah. And a lot of times the trainers are training something that, Kyrie did this or Steph did this.
Right.
But those are their moves. Can you take their moves and make them your own? Yes. But you got to, be able to... You're not going to do it exactly the way they do it.
And you can't train me that.
Yeah. You
certain
can't,
things you can't train.
Certain things you just can't train. You know what I mean? You just got to develop that as your own style, but kids don't get that because the parks are empty. You ride past any of them parks, empty.
Not even looking like how it used to be when we was kids.
Empty, bro. So, I tell them all the time, I say, these parks used to be full.
And you can look out the window. That was the crazy shit.
Yeah.
All you had to do is...
Yeah, I peeked. It's on.
It's on.
It's on.
It's on. You know what I mean? And you saw it from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
You saw it to the point where even when they lifted the courts,
yeah.
Okay, we done. You know what I mean? It's time. You know what I mean?
So
that's the greatness of everything, because you see it full circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now let's jump into after school. You're done with school.
Mm-hmm.
It's your senior year. You're graduating.
Correct.
What's on your mind? What's the goal? Now what's the plan?
It's crazy. My mind is spinning, right? Because
was you nervous?
I'm getting no minutes my senior year. I'm not playing now. I went from here all the way down to the bottom. It came to the point where the crowd is cheering my name. When the team is up by 20 and they be like, Rudy.
Yeah.
They like Corey.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But what I will say is the crowd knew I was nice, but our team was so stacked that I couldn't get on the court to get the minutes that I needed. You know what I mean? So, at this point, I'm like, okay, I just kind of chalked it up as like this my senior year, and also I got hurt. I was messing around on a dirt bike, and I came home right before Midnight Madness, and I got hurt messing around on this KTM. So once I did that, I missed part of the preseason, and so my senior already I was behind the 8 ball because I was hurt. So once I came back, the season started. This is the type of I mean the coach. Sometimes I don't want to blame the coach, but I'm just gonna tell a quick story. Like, we were playing a D3 school, right? We up 50. That's when the coach put me in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
say less.
You know what I mean? Usually you put somebody in when you're up 20. 50, bro. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Now, 9 minutes left, right? I had 18 points in 9 minutes. But, that was that type of night. You know what I mean? But this is what I was going through. So mentally, I had to be strong and try to, like, keep going.
Hold it together.
Because you like, dang, you had goals, you had dreams of, doing some things, and you see that the dude that's in front of you, you see the scouts from the Bulls coming to your games. So you see, like, it's about to happen.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah,
It's an opportunity.
Like we on national TV. The dude, Charles Jones, was leading the nation in scoring 30 points a game, 2 years in a row. First time this is the second time it's been done in like 30 years.
Wow.
So, but you like, well, damn, I ain't gonna get it in front of him because he getting 30 a game. So I'm sitting there. So my senior year goes by, whatever. So now at this point, I'm like, okay, I still want to play ball though. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I still want to play ball. So I just happened to be walking outside of my school one day, and the guy asked me. He said, "Yo, you play ball?" I said, "Yeah, I play for LIU or whatever." He said, "Well, I'm an agent. He said, I'm a lawyer. I'm trying to get into the business." So I said, okay. So I said, he gave me his card. We talked or whatever. And that kind of kept my career going. And then what was happening, too, was it was the lockout, right? So after my senior year, the lockout came. And so players would come into Basketball City, NBA players, because when they go for the meetings to meet with David Stern, they come and play ball. Right. So you had Mark Jackson. You had all the Knicks guys, right. Allen Houston. You had everybody coming to the gym every day. So I'm soaking all this up. It's like almost like a lesson. All the lessons that that you want to get, you get
right here.
You get them. So a lot of days, even those days, I couldn't really play on the court because you got a whole NBA. You got Chris Webber. It's crazy.
It's roster. They out there.
Yeah, you name it, they did. But my man, God bless it, there. My man John Strickland. He liked me. He was like, "Yo, C, I got you." He said, "We're going to play in the USBL," which was like, it's almost like the G League for back then, right? And he got me on the team. And so that kept my career going. And then, just after that,
things just kept going.
Yeah. You get on the circuit in New York. New York is like one of those places, like, you play in West Forth, you play in the Rucker, you play Hunter College, and you start making a name. A lot of people didn't even know I played at LIU. They like, "Yo, where you played at?" I said, "I played at LIU." I said, "I was on that team, but I just ain't play that much."
Right.
They like, "Yo, you all right?" You know what I'm saying? So, and I almost had to relearn ball because you figure like my last 2 years I wasn't playing that much.
Right.
So you kind of learning how to play ball again. You know what I mean? But I was still athletic, showing flashes. By then I started to, have a handle, have more of, a little shot.
The game more and more improved just by soaking up everything and being around the circuit.
Right, it polished. I learned how to train like a pro. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of times I train with them. You know what I mean? So that helped me, and that kind of kept me going. And then for a long time, like I said, I played with the Harlem Wizards, and that was kind of like that thing that kept you with a check. Right. You know what I'm saying? So keep a check coming, and then you able to
keep the doors open.
Right. Keep your dreams open.
Right. And so, you know what I mean? And you build relationships because at the end of the day, let's be honest too. See, your demeanor is not that character of, "Oh, I'm the shit."
Right.
Because sometimes our attitudes and our cockiness will take us out the door.
Yes, that's
like, you got this attitude, but you're not really that nice. And then, you know what I mean? So you kind of, and that's been your demeanor your whole career, your life. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that comes from your upbringing.
Yeah.
So that also kept you in the building because you wasn't this arrogant dickhead. You wasn't
Right.
trying to talk crazy. You wasn't doing
Right.
too much, but not too little, but just enough to say, yo,
Keep me in the mix.
keep me in the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so that, like I said, that kept me going, and like I said, I came to a point where I was like, okay, I did this Harlem Wizard thing for about 8 years, and I took the fire department test, and then
What made you jump into that lane? Let's talk about what made you jump into the fire department.
well, before I even got there, I started doing some student teaching at a school. I was subbing at a school, and then they gave me a job where I was like a assistant teacher at the school.
Okay.
So I was doing that at that point for a good amount of time.
What school? Where was this at?
That was the Tina, actually. So it brought me back full circle.
Again, like we talked about.
So I'm in New York. Shout out to Shanita. You know Shanita. She had worked at the school, and I said I'm looking to do some subbing or whatever. So she was like, you know what, my school is always looking for subs. So I subbed there. They ended up liking me. They had a basketball team. They said, "Oh, you could come help us coach, whatever."
See how that brown ball and everything
came back.
Oh, you play ball?
Yeah, you play
okay.
ball. Oh yeah, you can help us
They did a
coach.
little homework.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
LIU
Yes.
graduate. Let's go.
So brought me back full circle. They hired me there as a teacher. But meanwhile, I took the test as a fire department. I took the test, but those tests, like a lot of people don't understand. And I tell a young cast, I say, yo, just take the test, because you don't know what you're gonna be doing 2 years from now. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna, just because you take the test don't mean they're gonna call you next week. It's a whole process. So you may not want to run in, like thinking about being a fireman, but a lot can happen in 2 years. And you're like, well, you know what? I can make this. I work this many hours. This is what happened. Oh, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I was teaching, and then obviously I was playing ball on the weekends, and I ran into Darren, and he was a firefighter in Teaneck, and he said I thought I was too old to take the test, because I had, so this is so crazy, right? I took the test at 28, right? They called me in Bergenfield. I didn't take it. I didn't take the job. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and teach instead, and I didn't realize, like, dang, I didn't, my mom was begging me, take this job. And I said, nah, I said, I'm gonna teach, and and I had one more call for overseas too. This I was working with this agent, another agent at this point.
Okay.
And I was up for a good job. And I was playing ball, I had all the stats and everything. And so a lot of people don't realize too, your senior year is very important, because that gives you a resume for overseas and things like that. So I know I'm all over. But I just want to put that.
Gems.
Yeah, I just want to put that in. You know what I'm saying? So you could sit the bench your first 2 years, but your junior and senior year, especially your senior
Building
year,
that catalog.
if you rock out, that's all they worried about. They don't care what you did your freshman and senior. Yeah, it's nice if you freshman of the year, this and that, but senior year, I averaged 18 points a game or whatever the case is. Oh yeah, let's give them a tryout. So I didn't have no resume. So that was the thing that hurt me the most. You know what I mean? But fast forward to what I was saying before, I took the job. I took the test at 28. They called me, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna take the job. I'm gonna teach, and I kind of kept the teaching thing on hold, just in case they called me
to go overseas. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
It was a plan.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
was
So
strategized.
that was the backup plan. You know what I mean? And I didn't, and a lot of times the fire department is a place. It's a cultural thing.
I was about to say that.
And
Ain't
so-
too many of us.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially
yeah.
growing up,
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, Bergenfield is like, we don't even exist up
Yeah,
there.
this-
So it's one of those things where you're like, I didn't feel comfortable. I was like, you know what, I'm a try for this thing overseas. If not, I know I got this job teaching. So thing overseas fell, and so I was doing the teaching, and so I ran into Darren. So I'm thinking I'm too old. Now I'm like 33, right? He said, nah, you got to 35.
Wow.
He said, matter of fact, he said the test is out now. Go to the library, get the application, fill it out. So I did that, and they called me, because 35 is the cutoff in Jersey, and they called me on my 34th. Like I was 34, getting ready to turn 35. They called me, and then that's how I got there. But like you said, a lot of people are not. The fire department is one that's like the bravest. So you gotta have you gotta be built and wired a certain way to want to go into, like a burning building,
Right.
Or some of the not even all the time burning buildings. Some of the things you might see, accidents, medicals.
Right.
all
It's
kind
not
of-
just
you
the
know what I
fire.
mean?
It's everything.
It's everything. So, but it's the ultimate team sport. So it goes back to basketball. So I
playing
felt
with a unit.
Yeah, I felt like I was back. I said, oh, if I use these skills, I use these basketball skills, I use them in the fire department.
Exactly, because
And
I got a
it
team.
It helped me, and you know, if somebody's weak in one area, you help them and things like that. So you know, it was just a nice transition for me.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Because you've been basically rocking with teams your whole career.
Right.
But it also goes back to your character, see?
Right.
Because if you had that knucklehead character, that shit might have wouldn't work. Because you might have been like, nah, I ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because at the
yeah.
end of the day, you know, I try to teach my kids, my daughters, and my sons, like, yo, your character is everything. Like, you got to understand that. You may not understand that, but your character is everything. People
Yeah.
may be like, you know what, you could be in a situation and they know that you're a good, they know your character. Nah, he was with us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they'll just, you know what I mean? And meanwhile, you like, you know, goddamn well, it was your character, it was your demeanor. You know what I'm saying?
It works. Sports is one of those things where it saves you. You in the hood.
In different ways.
Yeah, you in the hood. Nah, he good. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? I know you. You know what I'm saying? You played here or whatever.
Right.
It always comes back to that.
Full
you know what I'm saying?
circle all the time.
And you know, I take my kids. We were in New York a lot this summer playing. You know, they were on the circuit, so we going everywhere. And they like, damn, Dad, you know a lot of people. And I said, I played a long time out here. I said, so I know a lot of people. I said, you know, but you know, it comes full circle. Now is your turn, but you know, like you're gonna see that this ball it's gonna open up a lot of doors for you, and it's gonna keep it going for you. But use it as a vehicle. Don't let it use you. It's all a vehicle.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's the key to it all. Don't let it use you, because a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially these parents, are so hungry to get these kids out here
gosh.
to get that duffel.
Yeah.
And now the way that life is, they handing out duffels now to these kids.
Yeah. Now it's even crazier now because now you could get paid in high school.
Exactly.
You don't even gotta wait. You know what I mean?
You got bronze kids doing commercials with them.
Yeah.
You got bronze kids doing commercials, Nike commercials.
they
The
already-
the NIL joint they sign or whatever.
Yeah, they already millionaires. So
You know what I'm saying?
whether he plays or not, he's good. You know what I'm saying? The brand is there and it's built. But like I said, the kids can build their own brand. There's, you know, YouTube,
Right.
whether it's a podcast, whether you follow them around. And I tell my sons, I said, y'all got an interesting dynamic. I said, because y'all twins and y'all got another brother that's 1 year younger than y'all. So y'all almost like running around like triplets.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, and y'all the perfect storm because one of y'all want to run the point. My one son, he loves being the point guard. My other son, he shoot every shot. He ain't met a shot he don't like.
Right.
And my other son want to shoot from half court. So I said,
you got the whole.
I said,
You really got the whole.
You got the whole package.
Right.
I said, so you know, I said, what's the beauty of it is I don't have to like pick and choose. I said, y'all fell into what y'all want to be, but it goes together nicely.
It goes hand in hand.
And I said, take advantage of the time because this might be the only time that you guys may be able to play together. I said, because after a certain point, one of y'all might have to go to a different high school. One of y'all might have to go to a different college. I said, so
You're not always gonna be in side by side.
Right. So I said, take advantage of it. You know what I mean? Be your brother's keeper.
And enjoy that run.
Yeah, enjoy the run. Enjoy the run.
Enjoy the run.
And I'm coaching. I said, we doing daddy ball and I'm coaching.
I mean, but you know what? I think that also brings the greatness to our community as black men. Because we're showing our kids are not just seeing that the community respects us, they're also seeing us as leaders.
Right.
By being coaches, and we're coaching them.
Right.
But we also paved the way. So it's like, as the kids sit back and their room door is closed, and it's dope because they got 3 of them playing the same sport together.
Right.
They're having those conversations
Right.
in their room. Like,
Right.
yo, that's crazy, Dad.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And then it's like, okay, Dad's coaching, and they see all that. And I think as a father, especially as a black man, that's great for us.
Yeah.
Because we losing us every day.
Oh man, it's crazy.
You know, that's a whole nother topic,
Yeah,
especially
it's crazy.
raising
It's crazy.
young black men.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? I got 4 of them. And it's like, yo, every day I have a different conversation, maybe with each and every one of them.
Yeah, same here.
You know what I
man.
mean?
Same here. I tell my sons, I said, look, all you gotta do is stay on the path. I said, because what's funny about our community or Bergen County is like, you could come from a 2-parent household and guys can get into some just get into some shit. And the person that's living in the hood, they stay on the path and get out. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us have gotten in trouble along the way. And you be like, damn, well, why they do that? They ain't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And
you raised my hand. Mom and dad had two great parents, worked, had a house, had a basketball court in the backyard. But I'm gonna go over here and see what the fuck is going on this side of town.
So,
for no reason.
So it's always it's even harder sometimes when you trying to keep them on the path. Like, you know, me and my wife, we work, you know, and 2-parent household, house, basketball, you know what I mean? All the things. We got all the makings for you to be.
We got the picket fence. We got the whole we got the whole thing laid out. It looks great.
Yeah, but my one son, he like this smoke. I tell he be doing this and I be like, come on back. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough. It's tough. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep fighting for him.
Of course, as we should.
Yeah,
I'm fighting every day, man. I'm fighting every day. My son Shamik is a senior in high school, and I'm like, yo, champ, this is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is it. What you gonna do after? I'm talking to him like, yo, what's next? Because
it's coming.
You're not going to college.
It's coming.
So now we got to figure out your next move, because everybody's. Let's be true. Let's be honest. Everybody's not going to college.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And it's not a knock. People, oh, my kid's going, okay, that's cool, but let's deal reality. I'm not going to force him to put him in a situation where he's not going to excel at. I'd rather put him in a situation, if he has to go to this trade situation for 9-10 months, do that.
Right.
But you got to figure it out. What are we going to do? Because I'm not going to wait to graduation and say, yo, what we doing? I'm telling you this now in the 10th grade. Yo, you got 2 years left. What we doing?
Because it's going to be a waste of money. If you let them go to school and you pay, forget it.
Well, and I'm not paying for somebody that barely can go to school now.
like I said,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I mean? I love you to death, shot, but you waking up in the morning is like me trying to fight you. You know what I mean? That's our biggest fight.
I tell him, I said, look, man, I said, y'all gotta do what y'all do, man. I said, because I said, you know, I'm giving you all the jewels. I said,
you gave him the cheat sheet, champ.
I gave you the cheat sheet. So it's up to you now. I said, you know, if you want it, I'm here. And I said, look, I want to sit on the couch too and look at my phone and get on IG and do all the stuff. I said, so if you don't want to get, I said, because for me to get up, take you to the gym, sit up there, train you for 2 hours, I said, that's work. I said, that's not.
After my day.
Yeah, after my day.
Let's be clear. Let's say that. After my day.
For real. So I tell him, I said, if you don't want it, let me know now.
It's funny you said that, because I had Shamik a couple years ago at the basketball thing in Inglewood, and he was trying to. I said to him, I said, "Yo, they want $500. I'll pay it, but if you don't want it, I'm not paying it."
Right.
Yo, I had that in the car. If you had it in the car, I was like, "Yo, I'll put up the money." And he said, "Yo, Dad, don't be mad at me, but I don't really thank you."
Thank you.
Because if I'd have put up that $5, I'd have been on your back
all day.
I might have been at the gym with your jersey on, trying to relive it. You know what I'm saying? Because, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's crazy, but, life takes us where we want it, but it's a blessing that we're able to be there with the kids and lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's touch on something about, you was dealing with some real estate, too, though, at one point, right?
Yeah.
You still playing with that game?
Differently. I mean, I always dabbled in real estate. I used to do mortgages, and that was back when I first got out of college. I was messing around with mortgages at some point. But I moved to getting my license, and I was doing that. But when the pandemic hit, it was one of those things where the kids were at home, and so I had to be at home. It was just a tough time.
Yeah.
Even though real estate took off,
right?
But I couldn't go out there and do it. But I still have my license, and it's one of those things where I will.
It's you got it in your cards.
Yeah.
It's in the wallet. It's one of the credit cards in the wallet.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some investment next year on some things, because that's the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really trying to build wealth, property, real estate is the way to go. You know what I mean? And that's one of the easiest ways to build wealth. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, I said, look, if you get a crib, I said, and it's paid off, I said, and you pass it to, even if you just get a crib and you pass it to your son or daughter, that's generational wealth.
Exactly. Because
now they're not starting behind the 8 ball. You pass the house, or even if you give them the house as a discount, you take some money, but you give it to them as a discount. Because they say the way things are going now, our kids may not be able to buy homes.
Yeah.
The way the interest rates, the way the jobs are going, everything. So if you can give them a crib, oh man, like
starter package.
It's a starter package. So my goal is, I got 3 kids. I need 3 homes. I need three multifamilies at some point. So I'm gonna do it, but you know what I mean. But now, a lot of my focus is on them. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the basketball. A lot of people don't realize how much the AAU basketball thing is. It's like not only just taking your kids, but you gotta get them there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it ain't just going to Teaneck High School anymore either.
Yeah, you traveling.
Yeah,
you going to Neptune. You going to Fairfield. Your whole weekend.
And everybody might start scooping the kids up to go even further. We want them in Philly.
Oh man, my kids were supposed to go to Pennsylvania this weekend. They were calling me. Oh, can your sons come? Begging me. And I told them, I said, look. I said, if you don't understand what ball can do for you, I said, look what's happening right now. I said, they willing to come to our house, pick you up, drive you, pay for your hotel, food and everything to go play ball with them. I said, but I told him, I said, nah, we had some other things going on. But I said, if you don't understand, this is what I'm trying to show you, what ball can do for you.
And this is just the entry level.
It's just an entry level.
This is not even the peak of what you're going to see. This is the entry level.
Yeah. When they drop that bag off, then you understand.
Right, you understand.
But real estate is, like you said, it's in the cards. You know what I mean? So
and you do the construction work too, because I know prior, a couple of years ago, you was posting your joints on your IG, and I'm like, damn, see, really? And it took me back. I forgot she was doing construction work at one point. So it kind of made hand in hand though. It was kind of like a marriage on the low.
Right. So like I said, I lost out on the trainings during the summer, but when I brought my home, I'm able to do things in my home. And so
did a great job too. Congratulations on purchasing a home down the street from where you grew up at.
Yes, same block.
Congratulations, because a lot of us got to go a million miles away, and a lot of us are still renting. Mm-hmm. But salute to what you did for the family, and that's an accomplishment, man.
Thank you.
That's a major accomplishment, man. You know what I'm saying?
So that was one of the things. A lot of things that I've done in my house, it came full circle. It came back. Oh, I'm able to do sheetrock. I'm able to lay pavers. I'm able to,
You never thought about getting a little construction crew?
Like I said, man, when you want to be an entrepreneur, or whether it's a real estate agent, whether you're gonna have your own construction crew, it's a lot of work. And if you're gonna spread yourself, you can't serve two.
You're spreading yourself.
You can't serve two masters.
You're also training your kids, and you're trying to get them, and it's this and that. Yeah. But it also, not to really say, if the bag was a little bit bigger,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The security level was a little bit bigger. You could spread it, but being that we grinding,
yes,
we human.
Yeah. Cause I tell him, I said, look, I can't afford to pay Leo or whoever to train you. It's 3 of y'all. I said, so I gotta do it.
I'm not getting a discount.
Yeah, I get a, I get
a 2 for 1.
I get a light discount, light,
it's
I get a light discount.
It's shorts.
You gotta be in the game every day. So I gotta pay them every day. I said, but I train y'all every day. I said, we at it every day. You know what I mean? Like during the summer, like this past summer, I salute my sons because we were grinding. We get up 8 o'clock in the morning. We go do our workout, like run the hills, do what we do, push-ups, pull-ups. Then we go work out. Then in the afternoon, they either had a game or practice every day. And that was their summer.
But that's keeping them busy.
Yeah, it kept them busy, but still, that's you put in a pro-style workout on a 9 and 10-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? If we had that, we might be sitting in a different arena having this conversation too.
Yeah, we be sitting like
it's the long term.
Yeah, we be sitting like Braun and them sitting there talking on the podcast. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a lot of things are nice to do, and being an entrepreneur is cool. But I said, you know what? I said for now, I'm gonna put my energy into my sons, and as much as I can, and let it fall how it's gonna fall. Mm-hmm. And if I have to sacrifice not being able to get certain bags out here, it's cool.
It's cool because theirs is all gonna pay off.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that the sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, is important with anything in life.
Right.
And this is honestly me having my first son kind of taught me that. Mm-hmm. But it took me, and I'm gonna say this out of respect for Nay, I love you to death, but it took me to have maybe 2 more after that to say, hold. Mm-hmm. because I was still young.
Right.
Still caught up in the hype, wasn't married to his earth.
Right.
See, all those things play a different part. So your vision is clear, but it's still a little blurry.
Right.
Because, okay, but now when you in that household like I am in now, it's like, okay, I ain't got time to have no blurry vision.
Right.
I'm walking this every day, I gotta get groceries. I got
Yeah.
them, yo. It's a whole different ball game.
It's a whole
man.
different dynamic.
You know what I'm saying? But also you able to teach them different levels. I'm not just teaching you sports, I'm teaching you I'm a fireman. I'm real estate.
Yeah.
I'm also know how to do construction.
Yeah.
So you kind of got the whole, that whole rundown is kind of laid out.
Yeah.
And that's one thing my father was giving me because he had his own business. So that's what that hustler's ambition I saw in him was like, okay. And he said that, but at the end of the day, me being young and naive, I want to go run the streets.
Right.
And that had me more captivated than saying, you ain't, when you 30 and 40, you don't want to be working for nobody.
Right.
So come join me now.
Right. And the other thing I say is too is when you spread yourself, you can't raise your kids. Somebody else is raising them. You know what I mean?
Say that again, man. Cause I've said that a million times to a lot of brothers. If you're not gonna be with the mother, you can still raise your kid. But if you're not gonna be 100%, somebody else is gonna raise it.
Yeah, I mean, if you spread, and not only just some other male figure, but as far as work goes. So if you working 80 hours a week, when do you have time to help your sons or whatever with their homework, or to even drop jewels on them? Ask them how their day is. You know what I'm saying? So if they go to school and you sit into an after school program and you pick them up at 6, and you just go, now it's dinner, now it's bed. You haven't had a really. You're
not even having a conversation. How was your day?
Yeah.
You're not even telling them how your day was.
So I say, being a firefighter, a lot of people don't understand the schedule. And that's what I try to sell to the young dudes. I'd be like, the schedule is insane. You work a 24-hour shift, you off 3 days. You know what I mean? So you working 2 days a week. So.
But those 2 days a week might be the night where the spot is rocking, and the joints is popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know at the time, I don't want to miss that. I'm working, but at the end of the day, this is a life. This is a career.
Right.
This is not a job. It's a career.
Yeah.
Let's understand the difference between job and a career.
Yes. So, and that's the thing. That job or career, being a career firefighter, lets me be present for them. You know what I mean? So I give them a lot of jewels, and I try to give it to them. It's through basketball, but I'm like, these are life skills too. I said, don't just think, you got to apply it to basketball. Apply it to school.
Everything.
I said, because at the end of the day, you're a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? And you're a student first, athlete second. So if your grades, I had to tell them, I said, your grades not right, you ain't going to play. I said, I don't care how good you are. I said, if your grades is not right, because that's the first thing they ask for too. A lot of people don't understand too, and people are starting to learn about it too. College coaches be like, what kind of parents are they? Before they go recruit a kid. What's the parents like? You know what I mean? So, so you're not just recruiting a kid because he's nice. Obviously if he's number one or whatever it is.
If he's that LeBron level,
you're gonna.
They don't give a damn who the parents is.
Yeah.
We taking them.
But if you just a 4-star athlete, you right there and you good.
They want to see what the home environment is.
What's the home life? What's the parents like? Because you're not only taking the kid, but you're taking the parents along with them on that journey. You know what I mean? Because you're taking a person's son or daughter, and you're gonna have them for 4 years. And really, if it's a 4 years, it becomes a family. You know what I mean? It's not just, we came to the school. It's, alumni. So you always giving back one way or the other. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure your kid is going to the right school. And coaches want to make sure that they get in the right fit too. So that's why I said everything got to go right. Right.
It got to be structured. Yeah. It definitely has to be structured where it makes sense too, because it's not just a run all be all. And that's a lot, I learned that with Nate. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna front. The first time I went to Rhode Island. I was like, wow. It kind of brought tears in my eyes. Like, wow, your hard work, and I gotta say, your hard work, paid off because we was in a different, two sets home.
Right.
But it makes you feel like, wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And talking to the coaches, like, you're looking at you eye to eye. They're not looking at you, you know, they looking at you eye to eye, and you can see the seriousness.
Right.
I ain't gonna front. I experienced that personally with talking to certain coaches. Like, certain coaches came along, they were just talking like, okay, you're blowing smoke. But then you see the passion in this. You hear the phone calls, the text messages, like, okay, he's really concerned.
Yeah.
And that's important, knowing that, you know, because our kids, once they leave our house, everything we taught them, we just hoping they put it in their backpack with them.
Yes. I tell them all the time, I'm like, look, I'm gonna fill up your bag. You know, you're gonna have to use certain things in your bag. You know what I mean? And hopefully these lessons that I'm giving you, you know, you can use them along the way, and you're gonna see. You know, it's so crazy. Some of the things the kids are facing right now. Like, you know, one of my sons, he was playing some music the other day, so I'm listening. I knew it sounded crazy, but I didn't understand. I didn't know what it was, and it was drill music. And I'm like, yo, like, what is this? I'm like, it didn't sound right. It didn't even sound right, bro. Like, I was like, yo, hold on, turn this shit off. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, nah, bro. I said, listen to what I said, if you listen to what they're saying and you keep putting that on you, I said, it's gonna mess up your mind. I said, you gotta stay focused. You know what I mean? I said, I get it. We all, when we grew up, NWA, just, you know what I mean? We had our
cycle. Life
it's cycles.
like
you know what I
this,
mean?
man.
But I just think the way it is like when I think so many rappers have died now. It's like you just immune to it. You just be like, oh yeah, this one passed away. All right, you know what I mean? It's not like when Biggie Pac died. It was like, shit, stop for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, some of these songs is like promoting some of these things. You know what I mean? So, you know, I try to keep them on the path. That I can't preach that to them enough.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's funny you said that, because I ain't gonna lie, when I was growing up, and my parents was like, you know, I'm taking it back to the Walkman days.
Yeah.
I go to bed with the Walkman, and my mother come snatch that off my ear. You're not going to sleep with that, having that in your head all night.
That's it.
And now you sitting there saying to me about to your kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah.
real, because back then I'm like, Ma, you bugging. I just want to listen to who I'm listening to. No, take that Walkman out your ear. You're not going to have that going in your mind all night while you're sleeping.
Right.
That's playing with your thought system. You're going to bed to it and you're waking up to it. So now it's kind of like beating you in the head on what you need to be doing.
I told him, I said, listen, when you want to listen to certain music before you play. I said, then that'll put you in a mood where you try to
motivate you.
You try to, play hard. I said, but when you just listening to certain songs, I said, you know what I mean? And the topics it's just, I said, yo, you're 10. I said, so come on, bro. I said, you know what I mean? You know, I get it.
You're very influential too at that age.
Yeah.
Regardless of how great our parents are, at that age we still like,
right. Cause cause I can see
what such and such said.
Uh-huh.
That rapper said, yo, my man, don't hit me with that. I remember my son, that rapper said, yo, my man, don't ever talk about what rapper said. Don't ever do that to me. Don't downgrade me to that.
Right.
I'd rather you said what my teacher said. Don't say what a rapper said.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that just goes to show you, man. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this Drop 100 thing, man.
Oh, man.
This card thing, man.
Yeah, man.
You grew up on that.
Oh, man, that just came.
That was in your bloodstream.
Yeah, man. Like you said, man, like being down at Tryon, cars have always been like around us, whether it's
smack dab in our faces.
Yeah. Whether it's Drew with the 850, Joey with Legend, this one, you know what I mean?
Integra.
Yeah, like it just, you know what I mean?
Just your uncles,
my uncles had RX-7s, Forerunners, like, you know what I mean? So cars have always like been in our neighborhood, in our Tri-Town area, and once we got across that bridge, we saw somebody come down that 8th Avenue. Oh man,
it's damn, I want to come down 8th.
Yeah. And quiet as kept, we, cats from Jersey used to come over to New York. They'd be like, yo,
shake this shit up. That's what I'm saying. I didn't watch the crew come down 8th, like, and I'm just like, cats like, yo, who that? Like, damn, they shook this shit up.
Yeah. So, like I said, I always been in the cars. And
what was the first whip? What was the first, when you said my first whip? This is what I want. Cause for me, I ain't gonna front. The first time I seen LL Cool J come to Harlem in that black 850, I said, y'all want that 850.
Yeah.
Then I seen it in the video. I said, yo, that gotta be his car.
Yeah, it's
seen him at the Rucker.
Yeah, I think for me, like my uncles have always been somebody I leaned on. They had that RX-7. My cousin Sweet, he go by Shaheed now. He had that 300Z. He had NSX. Like those cars, like always ring bells to me. I always wanted a 300Z. That was all.
To this moment, if I can find one in the right condition and the papers right, I would definitely jump on. I'd rather an old car.
Yeah, right now
I'll take an old car.
I take an older car right now than a new car. But yeah, man, it just came. You know what I mean?
It came natural. Though,
it came natural
because it was there.
Yeah, and IG kind of even opened up the doors to you being able to do a whole car show or whatever it is, events or whatever you want to do. And what was happening was during the pandemic, we was going to Smoking Ashes on Friday nights. They were having tailgating nights or whatever. And I was looking at a lot of car things happening, and I went to the owner and I said, look, I think we could do a car show here, cars and cigars. I said, we do it on a Saturday or something, whatever day you want. I said, I think I could get the cars to come. I said, we already got the parking lot, we got the vibe. I said, people want to do something outside. And I said, this will lay the foundation for what I've been trying to do for a long time. I just I didn't really know how to do it. And what I really wanted to do was more rallies. But, when you get into rallies and you go in certain places, you got to have a certain money. It's like levels to it when you're gonna do those things.
I don't even know nothing about it. So you're giving out game right now.
So when you want to do rallies and things like that, you might stay in a hotel. What hotel you want? What's the destination? You want to go to AC? You want to stay at the Harrah's? You know what I mean? Now you're looking at like a whole weekend. You know what I mean? Or doing something, and you gotta have people. People are cut like, so that was the other thing too. I wanted to do something for our culture. You know what I mean? Because I go to a lot of car meetups, but a lot of times we there, but we not there. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a couple of us. But I said, we enjoy cars differently. Like, when you go to a car meetup, people can talk about cars for 2 hours. What this car do, the engine, this and that. When we go to if we go, right?
True.
We can talk about it because we know it, but what about the average person that just wants to come because, Corey having a car
average
show?
person such as myself, because I'm not talking about what's under that F-150
right,
engine.
right.
I don't know nothing. I'm looking at them S's. He should have painted them rims.
It looks good.
He should have did the piping. I did that. I'm not all that. Everything else.
It looks good. Now what? So what I tried to create was like when we used to go to the ring, 8th Avenue, Willie's, those type of things where you combine
the rally,
a culture of what we like to do, DJ, the girls, like
getting fresh,
you know what I mean, and walking around looking at the cars and networking. A lot of people don't understand it's a lot of networking too.
A lot of networking.
So you can do that as well. It's not just about coming out looking at cars. Yeah, that's the base, but take advantage of the networking because there's a lot of people. If you have a nice car, you're usually doing something that's a business.
Somebody wants to know something.
Yeah, or you can help somebody do something.
Right.
So once I kind of came with that, it was my first car show. We did it. I was able to get 90 cars to come.
You killed it.
Yeah, so
let's be clear, it was dope, kid.
So,
and that was dope for us, for our community,
right?
Because we didn't have to go here and go there.
Yeah.
You can literally pull up.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't understand what I was doing. What is it? What you doing? Da da da. But when they came, they said, a lot of people said what you said. Yo, we needed this. This was dope. I had a great time. Vendors came. People were able to sell their merchandise.
That was dope.
Food
too.
trucks.
The
kids.
Products.
I had, the kids.
You had your boys out there running around.
Yeah, my kids had a lemonade stand. Yeah, my kids had a lemonade stand.
Hustling too.
Yeah, they were hustling that
day. It's a whole thing going on.
So,
people don't see the big picture.
Right. So it brought the whole culture together, and it brought the Tri-Town area together.
Especially at that moment.
Yeah, and at that moment.
During that time. That was the perfect time.
It was a perfect storm, and it was able to catapult me into doing other things and going into other avenues with it.
I want to thank you for doing that first time. I want to thank you for doing that first one.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. It was needed.
Mm-hmm.
It was dope. It was fire. It was good to see everybody. You know what I mean? It brought out the culture. Everybody wanted to just do what it do. I won a lot of money that night.
Good.
That night.
That's a good thing.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
That night,
You want some dollars. You
I-
want some
that-
change.
thank you. Like, thank you.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
that's dope.
But, you know, that's just a sidebar joke,
Yeah.
but it takes me back. You see how things like an event of that magnitude, y'all, that night,
Yeah.
that night was love when I came home.
Nice.
And my man dropped me off. I ain't gonna front. I got so sauced out there. Watt took me home. I woke up in the car in the driver's seat. My son knocked on the window. Yo, Dad, you alright? I'm like, yo, I'm home. Get up. I'm like,
You had a
oh
good night.
snap! I was at the car show wasted.
You had a good night.
Check the phone. I'm like, ho.
Yeah, nah.
I'm
that's dope.
yelling and screaming. So, but it just really goes back to when C had that car event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the dope part about it. You know what I mean? We take it back to I remember when C had that car event. You know what I mean? Then you came back with another one.
Yeah. That so it was the first one was so successful that we was able to do a second one, and you know, so it went well. The second one went well. The weather was a little shaky on that one, but nonetheless, we still got a nice group, nice cars come out and things like that, and we've been able to do it. You know, this is that was my second year. This past summer was my second year doing it. I had to pivot a little bit. I went to a different spot, but it's the same process. I think.
But what made you go to that spot? Just out of curiosity. Not saying nothing, you know.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I guess Smoking Ashes, I had brought in another guy to help me, and then they kind of went with that guy to do it the second year.
Okay.
And so I kind of was like, okay, so you guys work, you know what I mean? Y'all do what y'all do. It's nice event, and it's all love. And so I pivoted, and I went to Regina's, and I did more of an 80s, 90s theme. And it worked.
It definitely worked. I was in the building.
I think it worked. It gave people to get back to that golden era.
And you had doo-wop.
Yeah, doo-wop.
That was
shout out
dope
to
too.
doo-wop.
See, because you brought the whole essence.
Right,
you didn't get no disrespect to none of the local DJs or the the new up and comings.
Right.
But you went and got somebody from the era of the doo-wop tape, the Kid Capri tapes, the Ron G's.
Right.
You had that in the drop.
Yes.
You had that in the you know what I mean? It all coincided. Shout out to Dave Park. He came out on Park.
Yes,
he
he
came
did the
out there
video.
and shout out, did
the
his
video.
1-2. So it kind of was still the same energy.
It was the same energy, little smaller venue.
Smaller, but it still brought the same feel.
It was dope. I you know, like I said, the weather, even the weather that day, it was almost the weather
It
guys.
was a little shaky.
Yeah, the weather
but
guys test me.
It blessed us.
It tested me, and that showed, people still came out, because it was raining that day in the morning, and I was still telling people, yo, come, because it was going to be an inside thing as well. So, so it was dope. So I think having doo-wop, having the cars from that era, people dressed up. I had the bamboo chair. I had the old Kodak.
You had the
old Kodak cameras taking pictures.
Shout out to the young lady because she was on the round table. Shout out to her too. She came to the show.
Yes, cool.
Young lady, love is love.
And so it worked. And then we also do our little rally where we go down to get Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But let's also talk about one other thing before we jump into the rally. Let's talk about. I saw that you bought the merch out. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
I brought you some gifts.
Appreciate that. I love gifts. You know that. I got shout out to my man Break Cravens right here. Did the interview. Got the you know what I mean. Always appreciate that. But the fact that you decided to even when I saw the merch, I was like, that's dope. Because it wasn't like you was trying. It's a difference. Let's be clear between merch and a clothing line.
Right.
It's not a clothing line. It's the merch with the brand.
Right.
I'm not trying to get you to put a whole Rock 100 outfit on. We're not going to do that.
Nah, we're not doing that.
We just going to give you enough to say, okay, and represent.
That's one of those things where I've always been kind of that creative person in my head where, I love
But you
art.
also love to get fresh, too.
Yeah, I like to get fresh, too. Don't get me wrong. I love to get fresh. But in the whole scheme of things, I'm going to make it fresh. I'm going to do my best to make it fresh. And, and so I put it together, and I think it came out nice. You know what I mean?
It came out great. It's fire. I ain't gonna front on that.
Yeah, so
what made you come out with Drop 100 though?
Okay. So the Drop 100, was when I first got on Instagram, and like I said, I was trying to do rallies first before I did car shows.
Okay.
And so rallies is you go from one place to another place. So I was trying to go to AC. So from here to AC is 100 miles. So that was the drop, 100. So that's how I came up with it.
And you got the drop.
Yeah, it is stuck. You know what I mean?
And you got and it's a great fit. It's
stuck.
not too much.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's stuck. So I kept it, and so like I said, when I first got on Instagram, I tried to do that, and for like 3 years, nothing happened.
Nobody was rallying.
I couldn't put it together. Once I started to get into the, okay, I'm calling the hotel. I'm calling this one. I'm seeing how many people can go. This and that. And I couldn't put it together. And so I just let it fall. I just let it fall by the wayside. But the pandemic kind of opened
Allowed
those
you
doors.
to open
Those doors, and it gave me a platform to do the car show. And then once the car show, everybody was like, so now what? So I was like, well, we could do some events. I want to do some other things. I always wanted to do a rally. So that's how I said, well, let's go get cheesesteaks. I said, that's a one-day thing. We go, we come back, we have fun. You know what I mean?
Everybody love to eat.
Yeah, everybody love to
Let's be
eat.
clear, we all love to eat.
Especially
a good cheese steak.
Yeah.
And it's a good run.
It's a good run. Now we get down to Philly like.
And everybody want to show. It's just like
we get down to
everybody
Philly
want to show off.
Hour 15, man.
Right.
My man Irk was killing that day, that vet. So you know what I mean. So we had a good time, real. And let's be clear, right? It came back when I did the car shows, right? It came back to Inglewood, Hackensack, like our Tri-Town, all of the relationships that I've known people I've known over the years, Luke, Real, this Porker, everybody
bought the toys out.
So I said, when I first did it, I said I was trying to get maybe 40 cars to come out. And like I said, the first one we did, we had 90 cars.
And it was amazing.
Yeah. So, but everybody stood up for me on that. So, and everybody continues to support it. And that's part of the reason why I'm here. You know what I mean? So
it's definitely that definitely is, because it's funny. It brought out the team.
Yeah.
It brought out cats from, like you said, the Bergen County. It's really full circle again. It goes back to the basketball. It really is the relationships. Even though some of the cats that was out there wasn't in the park with us,
right.
But you build a relationship off of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a whip to put in there, but I know C.
Yeah.
All my crew got whip. Right. To the point that my man Coley bought the wagon out.
The wagon.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the fact
shout out to Coley
people
on that.
fail to realize, and then Reed bought both of his toys out, and Luke brings his toys out.
Yeah.
And I seen Dre come through over there. Like, then I seen cats from Connecticut. Yeah. And I sat back, and I ain't going to front, see, and I said, this is why I waited to bring him on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nah, you did it right. You did it right, because like I said, I was in the infant stage. You know what I mean? And even now, I'm still experimenting.
Yeah,
trying
but
to find
you
my
got
grind
enough
on
weight.
It. But I got,
you holding enough weight, because
Yeah.
I ain't going to front. I spoke to Luke my first season. I said, yo, I'm thinking about hollering at my man C. He's like, yeah. I said, but you know what? I'm gonna sit back. He said, what you mean? I said, yo, cause I feel like he got something. I said, I felt it. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
we not together every day. We not on the phone every day.
Right.
But we in the circle.
Right.
The circle talk. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. We on Porker's porch.
Yeah.
We at my house. We at Riel's house. We talking. I'm gonna wait, because I know I see the bubbling going on.
Right.
And I'd rather catch you at that point instead of not saying at ground zero. I just felt like at the time it was, I want my man to bubble.
Yeah.
And then I can bring him, because now it's going to bring more people to the atmosphere. And I saluted it, and I sat back. And that's everybody that I bring on the show. Believe it or not, I sit back and I pay attention.
Right.
I may not just press the like. I may not say shit to you, but I'm paying attention. And I told you that I'm paying attention. Even back when you was showing your crib, when you was doing the construction to the real estate. I was watching then.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
You never know who's watching. You know what I mean?
Know.
Just
I never said nothing to you
just
about
because
it.
they don't like it, don't mean they ain't watching.
I'm paying attention, because I'm like, this is my childhood friend.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is a childhood friend. I consider you my childhood friend, because when we hit that park and we played ball, we was friends.
Right.
When we left, see you. Boom. We might have not had each other's phone numbers, but the level of respect was always mutual.
Always love.
So it was like, yo, I see the tear going up. I'm gonna catch him right at the right time. The merch is here.
Yeah.
He's got car shows. He got rallies.
Yeah.
He's moving. Y'all just was with Swiss Beats.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit for a minute.
man.
I get the call from Coley. Yeah, they got me down here. I said, what? I'm coming from work. I'm like, yo, he's like, yeah, it's me, Corey, Johnny. Yeah, we Swiss. We got the whip out. They got the wagon. I said, what?
Oh man, yeah, that was dope. And like you said, you never so we're gonna get to Swiss, but you never know who's watching, because when I did the show, a lot of people out of nowhere be like, yo, I'm coming. And I'd be like, damn, they ain't never liked nothing. I'd be like, I almost gotta go to their page to see who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, it's always some wild cards that's gonna come. But yes, so I linked up with the BBS boys, and
that was dope too, because their movement is definitely, shout out to the BBS boys. They definitely movement is,
their movement kind of started came out of that pandemic, and they really
poofed it.
Yeah,
they're going global.
Yeah. So it was dope.
So was the Drop 100. Let's not get it twisted. Drop 100 is going global.
Yes. But they're plugged in a little differently, and
which is a blessing.
And at first, so here's the other thing too, which is kind of funny too. It's really like a car mafia kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
where
I pay attention to that.
So it's like, just because you say you want to do something, people be like, yo, is this dude alright? Like,
they checking
in. They checking in.
Quality?
What you know what I mean? Like,
what whips he got?
Yeah.
What toys has he played?
Like, is this dude trying to be a poser, or what is he trying to do? Because
let's do our homework.
Yeah. So
you got a couple toys in the archive too on the low.
Yeah, I've been building, man. But yeah, man. So once kind of dudes saw that I was serious, and because at first when I reached out to the BBS boys, they were like, I had to pay them to advertise my Drop 100 event.
Of course, you know
what I mean?
It's the hustle.
It's the hustle. And
it
was cool.
You can't knock it.
It was cool. But once Reg came, he said, this
is what we doing.
This what we doing. This shit all right. This shit dope. He started getting on the phone, started making calls. Y'all need to come on down. You know what I mean? So then when I did the doo-wop joint, he was like, he just came through. And he posted just off the love and was making calls like, yo, y'all need to come through. Doo-wop's here, the whips is crazy. Everybody's dressed up, everybody's fly. Forget the weather. Come. It's good here. You know what I'm saying? So, and moving forward, when I saw him at the Swiss thing, because that was their thing. Right. So we just got invited to come through and
another opportunity.
Yeah, another opportunity.
Another opportunity from just you being Drop 100. Let's be clear, the relationships.
And at the end of the day, I soaked up knowledge. I soaked up this is where I want to be. You know what I mean? So, it was dope to see, how they moved and how Swiss was,
And he's an old school car junkie.
Yeah, he'd been a car junkie for a long time. So it was right up his alley. And so it was kind of dope that he showed us love. He wasn't acting like, you know what I mean? He came, I don't know if you saw one of the video, but he came.
I was on believe me, I was on the phone with Coley down there for 3 hours. He just beat me down. Yo, I'm over here. They got my car. I think Corey and them, they offered me hamburgers and hot dogs. I'm like, yo, man, call me tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope to see, and I'm going to say this, my team, my circle, in the building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's gonna be dope to see the episode too when it comes through.
Right, that's gonna be fire.
Because they brought us through and they featured some of our whips. You know what I'm saying? They featured
Bergen County.
Yeah, they featured Real's whip, Johnny's whip. My car was down that day, but nonetheless, it was nice.
You a team player. Yeah. I said, yo, the team represents.
I said, yo, I'm rolling. Real called me. I said, yo, they got this going. I said, yo, I said, let's go. So when they saw me, they were like, Reg saw me, he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, damn, my bad, I ain't hit you. But I was like, nah, we here. I was like, let's do it. You know what I mean? So it was dope. Swiss was dropping some jewels on us. And it was nice for him he was drinking, like, almost like he was doing a podcast. He was just like, here, like, yo, we here. He started damn near playing songs, sitting in the whips and everything. So it was dope to see and dope to be a part of.
And that's your element. Too.
Yeah.
It
was right up my element, right up my alley, and it was a nice. That was a good day for me. I was a good, you know what I mean, and so, it was dope. That's all I can say.
And that's dope that y'all had the opportunity to be a part of that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I want to talk about that black toy you got, man.
Okay.
I want to talk about that, man. Cause
Okay,
that
yeah.
black toy, I ain't gonna say I don't think you know what it means, because you got it. When I seen the work that was done,
Yeah.
congratulations. I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw it, I said, I gotta stay tuned because I want to see the outcome.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. So
We not gonna talk numbers. We don't do that here.
Uh-huh.
But man, that work you putting in that black thing, and then let me be clear. Salute to you and your young kings for doing that photo shoot with that. That was, yo, my God. When I saw that, no, I'm gonna say this, yo, it brought a little tear to my eye, because it was like, yo, you gotta understand, I got history with you.
yeah.
I may not have the history that you have with a lot of your friends, you're close knit, we not in the same crib, we ain't knocking on doors, but to see my guy that I played ball with just uplift,
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I see you with your young kings, and the photo shoot was perfect, and it was that. It wasn't, yo, it's like, yo,
Yeah, it was totally organic.
it was a blessing to see that.
It was. You know what? We shot it. My wife. We got up 6 o'clock in the morning.
Don't say that. I thought it was. I thought y'all. Listen, I'm gonna leave that alone. Don't tell me that was a family situation.
Yeah, it was like a fam. It was like going in the back of Food Town and taking a picture.
Yo, y'all gotta go to Drop 100 page and see what I'm talking about. Cause you would never
man.
thought wifey was in the cut.
Yo,
I thought it was just, yo, we gonna suit,
styled
boot, we got the stylish and
Yeah, nah, she styled it, and it was my vision. She styled it, and we
it was
did
a group effort. It was
Yeah.
once again, it goes
Yeah,
back to that
yeah.
team,
Yeah,
the team effort.
yeah. But
I don't think the kids really understood it.
I ain't it, you know what I mean. But he enjoyed it, because when he got into it, he put
He
on
started
he
to-
put on his. It was almost like a uniform, like
It was a uniform.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I like this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Little Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. So yeah, that car was almost like a barn find, like, right. So when I went to go get it,
What made you get that car though?
okay, so the E30 or 325 that he's talking about,
Not to cut you off, but you know who had that? Walt had that car.
okay, he did.
P Dog's brother, shout out to Walt. He had that with the black X's with the white pipe in it.
Oh gosh.
Back when I was, you know what I'm saying? Because P Dog's brought that to the prom.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same year, but the same model.
Same body. Okay. Yeah.
Black with the black top, white piping, S's with the kit in the front, and then I see it, I just said, "Oh my God!" what
Yeah.
are we gonna do?
Yeah. And so.
Why that car?
Well, that car, as you see it, like
And paid in full.
paid in full.
That
yeah.
car's a statement.
It's a staple. You know what I mean?
Thank
Like,
you.
That, the 850. Those cars are like staple cars. You know what I mean? Right. So you can't go wrong with that car. And to have so let's be clear. Having these old cars is not easy. Even though it's 80s and 90s.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Yeah. So
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's not. So when I found that car, right, it was right after that snowstorm, like where it snowed, like where the snow came. It was crazy that year. Remember, I don't know if you remember that year where the snow was May and it was still snowing.
Right.
So I go see this car, right. The guy showed the pictures of the car, but only with the top down. I get there, it has a top over it, but it's covered with snow. Wow. So I said, I don't think this car got a top. Or the top is so messed up that
he can't even put it on.
Yeah. So I get there, go up to Connecticut, and I look, and my boy was like, yo, man. So, because I went there, the guy wasn't there yet, so I kind of like looked around the car, moved the top. I said, yo, this shit ain't got no top. I said, the snow is in the car. I said, we might have water damage. So my boy said, yo, let's just go. I said, nah, we took a ride. I said, if he get it started, I said, maybe I could talk him down. And so so we ended up starting it. It jumped. And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to take it. And that car, you can do a lot with them. You know what I mean? Like, that car, you can do a lot of engine swaps. You can put an M3 motor in it. So that car, even though it's an older car, you can make it fast and it's parts available and it's a staple car, and you know when you put that top down, it's like that's one of the cars where it's like
we made it.
yeah,
Mama, I made it.
So I saw this.
You saw the vision.
I saw the vision on Instagram. Somebody else had a black one with a red top, red guts. So I was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to make this car like that. But I didn't realize how much money it costs to do that shit. So if you're going to get an old car, it's better to start halfway than to start from ground zero.
Where did you start at?
I started ground zero. So ground zero, I ended up paying more for the car, but I personalized the car, and that's the reason why we able to even talk about the car, because I touched the car every which
your fingerprint, your hands is
on it. You know what I mean? I ain't physically do the work,
right?
But my pockets did the work.
You did the work,
and
it is.
And I had the vision, and it came out like really special. You know what I mean? Like so.
It was like having your king, your young king.
So I brought that car out to the first car show I did, right? So I didn't realize
you had that at the Smoking Ace.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just so the only thing I did was I did the interior and I put the BBS on it.
Okay.
But it didn't stand out because the whole car wasn't done. But it was like I gave people a vision of what's to come.
What's to come.
So it was there, but you didn't really notice it.
I ain't gonna front. I didn't know it was even in the building.
Yeah. So,
but then again, I was soaked. So let's be clear.
So it was one of those cars. So that's why I say it's nice to get a project. And when you do these events, when people came back the second year, when they came to Regina's,
yes, that's when I was like, ooh.
They was like, I said, yo, you know that was a car from the last car show. People was like, nah. I said, nah, that's the car. They said, oh my God. They said, this shit crazy.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
So homeboy had to do the video.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where I really extended myself on that car, but the money, I spent a lot of money on it, but at the end of the day,
it was money well spent too.
It paid dividends. It's gonna pay dividends.
Right.
Whether somebody calls me, like Parker used it for his video shoot, and somebody calls me to use it.
It's gonna do what it's gonna do.
It's gonna pay the dividends.
Now, if you couldn't get that car, what was the backup car? I'm curious to know that.
So before I got to that car,
you had to have at least 2 cars that you had your eye on.
I had
at least 3.
So you didn't probably see, but you probably saw, but you probably didn't realize. I had a 300Z twin turbo. I sold it because it was too much work, I thought, and then I had an 850, and I sold that to
remember prior
to get to that, right?
Okay.
So that was the one thing I didn't realize. Like, okay, you get these cars, and then you start seeing, a top is $2,500. You thinking it's $1,000, or you think the interior
price is not yesterday.
You think the interior is gonna be $3,000.
Especially coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah, and the interior is $5,000. You know what I mean? So so you start doing a spreadsheet on cars. You know what I'm saying? So those 2 cars, the 300Z and the 850, which I'm gonna probably get one more old school, but I think those 2 cars led me to that car. But as I kept doing more research, and you kept seeing, it's whole communities just on 325s.
Yeah.
People just have special meetups just for those cars.
Yes, I see them.
Yeah, so that's a special car to a lot to people, and like I said, you can do a lot with the engine work to them, where you could drop an M3 motor in it.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that shit is a light. It's light, and it's a big engine bay. So you can put a 8-cylinder in there. You know what I mean? So that's how big the engine bay is for that car. So that's why people like those cars. It's almost like getting like a souped up Civic, but you got a souped up German car.
Right. Right. It makes sense. So let me ask you this. You get ready to close it out. Your top 5 cars.
So
your top 5.
My top
5 dead or alive cars.
Top 5. So a lot of people, I think the Porsche.
Hold on, let's be clear.
Okay.
If we was to hit that 1.9, Your top 5 cars.
Yeah, yeah.
That you can just go purchase free.
Yeah. Nah, Porsches.
You a Porsche.
Yeah,
You love that thing.
Because you know why? It don't have the hood appeal, but if you driven a Porsche, gotta say Porsche.
It's prestigious.
It's a 911 is a driver's car. Like you could.
That remind me of James Bond.
Yeah.
When I saw you with that, I was like, this little James Bond ass motherfucker went and got the James Bond.
Nah.
Like that's what that Porsche gives me. That
the Porsche.
That slick fly shit.
The Porsche, like I said, if I pull up,
I never really drove one.
yeah,
just be clear.
but if I pull up, if I pull up in my Porsche and you pull up in a Ferrari, you're gonna get all the love. But if we get on the road and I start doing my numbers on you, then you be like, damn, I got this Ferrari, but this Porsche is running circles around me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Porsche is always number 1.
Okay.
2, I think Ferrari. If we talking 1.9, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Ferrari. I think 3, Lambo. You know what I mean?
So you a need for speed ass motherfucker, huh?
You know, I like the speed, and then my last couple cars would just be like more old school cars. I definitely would like a nice 850. You know what I mean? And then maybe 5. Like that 300Z has always been dear to me. You know what I mean? Like I said, my cousin had that burgundy joint with the burgundy bees on it. Sweet, yeah.
I used to go across Creek Park and just look at that.
Came through and across the buildings. You know what I mean?
That cranberry.
Yes. So you know what I'm talking about.
I know. Sweet living around the corner from me. Come on. The V8 tags. I saw that and go, oh my God, I need to see.
Yeah. So those cars have, you know what I mean? Those are my top 5.
My top 5, really, I'm gonna be honest, there's only one that is probably now. I want that Wraith convertible. I want that Wraith coupe.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna sound like a straight old school, disrespectful motherfucker. I need that 300Z.
Okay. See, all right.
Twin turbo.
Midnight
blue with the midnight blue S's.
Okay.
I need the MPV.
Okay.
With the S's. I'm about to kill y'all with this. I need the Super.
Okay.
With the S's on it.
Yeah, that's
triple black.
That's a sleeper.
I need what Scutch had, that old 325, that green on green with the green top with the icy gray seats.
The top used to be
top went to the prom in 19. To me, to this moment, nothing touches that green on green top, man. Except when Luke had that green on green CLK. That woo!
Yeah, that was.
And probably my last one, honestly speaking, and this is probably going to turn heads a little bit. I want the first Super.
Okay.
Leland had that. The gold BBSs.
Yeah. Nah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, nah, all of those are great choices.
I don't want nothing from right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a need for speed dude, so I'm more of a just. I want to have a seat lean.
Yeah.
Playing some Anita Baker coming through.
Nah, I get it, and so that's perfect. I mean, I think the cars. So like, it's so interesting. Cars can put you in a mood. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so when it's Sunday and I pull out that 325, it's like you put that bucket on, you get low. You know what I mean?
You got your Pele on. I seen you got the Pele on. you still got in the closet. Sneaky MF on that.
I kept it.
Hey, as you should.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Cars can put you in a mood, you know, when you're doing the rallies.
You went and jumped out and got that Audi thing too.
Oh yeah.
The R8.
Yeah, that was like an Eleanor for me. That car, I've been trying to get that car for a minute.
I know, because you was talking about it.
I was talking
quiet
about
as kept.
And that's a slept-on car. That's a supercar. A lot of people don't realize that's a supercar when it came out. You know what I mean?
Very slept on.
And Iron Man made that car big too because that was the car in the movie. But that's one of the cars. It's a supercar, glass engine. You know
I don't
what I mean?
think nobody, but I think it's slept on because no one really put. I haven't seen one like oh shit.
Yeah, nah, people. You know that.
I haven't seen.
You know what it is? Like I end up getting it a little late to the game, but when I got it, people still was like, yo, this shit nice.
Nah, when I saw it, I was like, damn, she went and got that thing.
Yeah, people was like, nah, this shit
And
nice.
I know where you got it from.
Yeah.
So I know who was behind that.
Yeah. People,
You know what I'm saying?
people was like,
But I was like, yeah, because I saw it there.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
like,
I
wow, he went and got that.
Yeah, I was getting
Why he didn't get that red 850 in there with the gold with the silver beads?
Yeah, nah, but stay tuned, man. I got one more old. I got a couple more coming. You know what I mean? And like I said, I had an old 635, but I had to sell it because what happens is a lot of time you understand when you buy these cars, older cars. If you buy a car with rust and you not really have somebody to do the work,
You're done.
you're done.
You're done.
So I had to sell it, but like I said, I got one more coming, and you know coming up for next year, I have a lot of things coming. Even though I know we coming to the end, but I got some, definitely the car shows are coming. We're gonna have another guest DJ. I'm gonna work with the BBS boys on that.
That's dope.
We got some more merch coming. I even got some car supplies coming.
That's your lane, though.
Yeah,
see.
yeah. So
And you got Unc in the business.
Yeah.
Unc is still doing his thing in Atlanta.
Yeah. He's still getting popping down. And shout out to Unc. He got a nice 300Z twin turbo right hand drive. He got an old L7 that's nice, and he part of the Uptown Club. And so the movement right now is very big. Whether it's Rick Ross,
Are you going
Atlanta.
global with this?
Yeah.
Is Drop going global? I mean, you ain't got to tell us, but I feel like it needs to be because we need somebody from our community to hold the flagship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm definitely, if I could.
You're holding the flag
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
for the Bergen County. I'm gonna keep it real.
Listen.
You're like the Woo right
Yeah.
now with the flag on the cover of the album. You
Listen.
holding it down.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying? And we all pushing you up. We all pushing it up.
And I need everybody, and that's the thing I try to tell people. I said, if you got a toy, bring it. I said, don't just come to the car show and support, but if you got something, bring it in. Don't park it on the out.
A lot of people you gotta understand, we also live in an era of intimidation and hype.
Yeah, I get it.
People are like, yo, my
And
shit ain't ready yet, so I ain't bringing it.
Nah, but if it's ready and you still park it on the outside, so a lot of people don't understand. When I did that Smoke and Ashes, the first car show, a lot of people
Was in the cut.
Was in the cut. But when they saw what was happening, can I move it here?
Right.
Oh yeah, bring it up. But that's the thing. Bring your toys, show your cars. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm glad everybody did it, and I'm glad everybody understand it. And so now I was able to do more rallies. Like I said, we did the rally to Philly. We do a rally to Bear Mountain, and we had a nice little pool party after. So like I said, I get the culture. You know what I mean? Like, we just ain't go to Bear Mountain. We went to Roman Inn, lunch, pool party.
Man, that's what we supposed to
You know what I
do,
mean?
man.
So I gave people.
You gave them the culture. That's
I
what you're supposed
gave
to
them the
do. And that's
culture.
why I feel like you're the flagship
Yeah,
for our
so-
community. Yeah,
so-
we got the BBS.
Yeah.
We got Drop 100.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, so-
no disrespect to
yeah.
Reg and the team, because
Right.
I love y'all. I'm
Right.
a BBS fanatic.
Right. So like I said, now it took me 2 years.
Everything takes time.
It takes time. It takes time, but it also so now I understand what I'm gonna do for June.
Right.
What I'm gonna do for
You're
July.
already prepping. It's
August.
like a meal prepping.
Yeah.
Food is marinating. Cars is marinating.
Yeah. So now, like I said, next year we're gonna have another guest DJ, and BBS Boys was already like, yo, we like what you did. We're gonna make some calls, and we're gonna really do that right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And try to maybe even get a guest performer from that era.
Yeah, no, you know
know what I'm
what?
saying?
What's so crazy? I was gonna have Big Bub. I was gonna reach out to Bub and see if he wanted to do with Doo-Wop when I had that car show. But once I kind of got Doo-Wop on board, the resources got a little thin, so I didn't reach out to him.
Yeah, and I think
But
that would have. I think
I think-
honestly, not to cut you, but I think Doo-Wop was perfect.
It was perfect, right? But
For-
again, Bub from our
Right.
area had great songs for
Great
that
hits,
era,
great-
hits
right.
for that era, and I thought he would have rocked. But once I kind of got the other DJs involved, because I had to get more than one DJ, I had to get a warm up DJ. So
Right.
it's
People
lot of
don't see the behind the scenes.
They don't see
work.
the logistics
They just
behind
see,
it. They just see
yo,
cars.
come to the car.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
Pull up. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like that.
So, but yes, I was, yes, another performer would be dope.
Will be fire from that era, you know
so
what I'm saying?
I'm working on that.
I know we
you know
can't
what I mean?
get LL, but L,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
watching,
yeah, yeah.
come through. Come on, we need you to be back, stay on top of the old jack.
I'm
you know what I mean?
bad, you know what I mean? But yeah, nah. So we got that coming. The rallies, we're gonna do our
They
Philly.
picking up.
Yeah, we're gonna do our Philly rally again. The pool party for next year gonna be bigger and better for next year. And even I want to do a give back, so I'm in the process of trying to figure out how I can give back as well. You know what I mean? Because that's what we need to do. You know, whether it's a book bag drive, whether it's a turkey drive, or something like that. So that's in the works as well too.
Please, I want you to know when you're hearing it first, holler at me.
Okay.
What I want you to know right now, and this is not for the smoke and screens of the mirror. Whatever you're doing, keep me posted so I can let the people know. I can put it out there, promote it, and support, because that's what I'm all about what y'all doing. I'm with y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have one question before we close.
Okay.
And this is gonna be a question I've been dying to ask you for a long time, man. Why hasn't anybody came through in that old M3 two-door that Cochet and them had back in the days? I haven't seen nobody with that two-door M3 box.
You know, M3s are one of those cars.
Keep seeing the new one, the up-to-date, the older models, but I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, I had an M3 not too long ago. I had a white joint.
Right.
You know, I had a 2008 M3. It was nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
You did.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the one my man
look,
Cochet had from the Go Hard when he had that red M3 with that tan gut when he came to Dwight Moore High School and took me and VO up there. Nigga, I felt like, and he played Big Daddy Kane and half stuff. I said, I really haven't seen that come through yet.
You know what it is? M3s.
Is that a tough situation?
M3s are one of those cars where it's a hard code to crack sometimes. So if you buy one, so I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Please.
BMWs are one of those cars where people work them up and beat up on them. So if you catch an M3, right?
Or just a BMW.
Or a BMW.
What my man Cody would do with his white wagon. Jesus Christ.
So
man.
if you catch one where somebody beat up on it and just did what they did to it, you're like,
and then try to get rid of it.
So that's the problem with why you probably don't see a lot of older M3s like that.
Cause your man Sugar J he got one.
Yeah, and they expensive, and all
today's price is not yesterday's.
Let's not get it messed up. If you get an '87 M3, you talking about $100,000 car. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's motorsport.
Yeah. So to me that's a lot for an older car.
Okay.
From that era.
Okay.
Now you talking about an older Porsche or something like where the value. Well, that particular car is like.
Does
art.
it hold its
it's
value?
Art. Yes, it's like art. It's gonna hold its value.
Okay.
So if you buy it for $100, you're gonna get $100 for it. And whether it goes up, it's like the stock market. It goes
the same
up,
thing with the 850?
850s are different.
Okay.
So 850s, if you get a manual, that's where the money's at. But if you get a regular one, don't get me wrong, they still $15,000 to $30,000 car. But if you get a manual, you're talking about $100,000 car. Something about manuals. You know what I mean? Okay. So because we're moving away from manual cars, we're moving away from regular cars to electric cars. So you're gonna see in a few years just having a regular car that that just regular run on fuel is gonna be worth something. You know what I mean? But manuals, that's always the cream of the crop. Okay. You know what I mean? So
that's why we don't really see those.
Yeah, I mean, they out there.
They out there, but
out there.
I don't see them because that's another joint I missed out on to say. I would really just dive. I probably would dive into that first before I go get a Wraith.
Yeah,
just because I know the essence of that car, what I felt to me the day I sat in that motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's the dope thing about cars, right? It can put you back into a place where you can remember it like it's yesterday. You remember the ring. You can remember Tryon. You can remember going down the Ave. You can remember going down Teaneck Road, going down 8th. You know what I mean?
The Philly pin relays.
Yeah, you cars can just put you in that.
It's like the music. It's like the music.
It's like and then couple that with the music. it's like a glove.
And the fashion.
And the
it's a whole culture, man.
It's a culture, bro.
It's a culture.
It's a culture. Now the cars they don't like a Honda can look like an Audi. Like they all kind of look the same.
Right. If
you know what I mean?
You take the labels off.
Yeah,
like, hold on,
you be like, if you told me this was an Audi or a Honda, I'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah, it is what you say it is.
Right.
But it's one of those things where the cars had so much character. They had certain lines
and meanings.
certain stance. Like they
Right.
look like bulls. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. And so it was dope. You know what I mean? And you could relate to it because a video. We don't even watch videos no more. Like when artists come out with a song, I'm not really rushing to look at a video anymore.
Because
you
the
know
video game ain't portrayed like it used to be. You don't got video music box to run home to.
Yeah. So like you said, you saw LL in that 850. And then you saw him in the video, so it kind of all put it together.
I seen him at the ring.
Yeah, you see him at the
you know what I mean?
So there's so many times, Scoochie's coming through with so many different whips, Leland, this one, that one, like you know what I mean?
Even
like
back to the Honda wagon. I remember when Lilo had the burgundy Honda wagon with the burgundy S's. Like I haven't seen a nigga would bring that back out.
Yeah.
We could talk for days about.
Oh man, yeah. So those cars are special, and it's nice to see those cars come back, and it's nice to see because we come out. You know what I mean? Let's not get it messed up. Like when you go to some certain rallies and everybody has Ferraris and Lambos, I don't know how many of us you're gonna see there.
Right.
You know, unless and I'm not saying we got to be athletes or this or that.
Right.
To have
but some of us are just Joes, 9 to 5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So it when I go, well, I bring my Audi or I bring my Porsche. Like it feels good to be out there, but it'd be nice to see more of us. You know what I mean? And so that's why
not just based around some BBS.
Yeah, and so that's why I that's why I've been doing what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Because I said, you know what, I want to bring us together. I want generational stuff to happen. I want businesses to grow, and and it'd be
a whole. It's like a whole.
It's like gumbo.
It's like a garden.
It's like gumbo. You know what I mean? And who do it better than us?
Nobody,
bro.
Yo, as we get ready to get out of here, man, let the people know what you're working on before we close, where they can find you, if they need to get in touch with you. Let them know what's going on, man.
Right now, you can hit me on my Instagram, Drop100. I got a website coming. Right now, we're a little idle. You know what I mean? Going into the new year. But coming out of 2023, we're going to have some nice events coming.
More merch.
Like I said, we're going to have some car products coming up. And it's going to get bigger and better.
It is. I see it. And that's why you're in the building now. Yo, I'm going to drop this on you. Never thought about opening up a shop?
So, okay.
That was my that's my final. Okay. I'm doing the final call on that one.
Okay, so what I've been trying, my vision is, what would be nice is to do like a event space where, let's say you got a birthday, right? And you want to celebrate your 80s and 90s era, and you want to have your M3 or your cars there.
Parked
you know what I mean? Parked up in there, and you celebrate life and do what you do. Or have it almost like it's like a one-stop shop where you can do special occasions. You can have a cafe, and you can just have a space where you just want to come chill. That's my vision, but I haven't figured out how to make it all make sense.
You will.
You know what I mean? So once I figure out how to make it all make sense, I said, you know what? That's my, like you said, it'd be nice to have your own space. You could come, chill, talk it up.
You ain't gotta worry about, can we have a lot this?
We got it. We got it.
We can do parties. We can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you want to come on a Sunday. You want to chop it up. Have a certain event there. Whether it's you know what I mean. Whatever you want to do.
It don't even have to be with the culture of the cause. It could just be the essence of just coming in the building.
Right. So that's my vision, and one day my plan for that.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Yo, you heard it first, man. My man, Corey Goodoff, man. T-Nex Finest, you rewind this, man. Mr. Drops behind this. You know what it is, man. It's the voice of the culture. It's the round table. Before I close out this segment, man, I want to thank my guy for coming through.
Thank you.
Man, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate the opportunity. Yo, I'm behind you. 300%, whatever you need. I'm a phone call, text. I don't care. I'm in the building. This is not smoke and mirrors. This is all love because our history is genuine. I'm proud of you. I salute you.
Thank you, brother.
Shout out to the 3 kings that you're raising and the family behind you. Keep being great. Never look back. Sky's the limit for you. And I want to shout out the Inglewood Raiders, the young youth out there, being that we've been talking about them. They had the championship game out there in Fort Lee today. The Pee-wees. Yo, I hope they won that chip home. Right now they should be popping. Their coach was out there searching for some apple cider for them to pop. Shout out to Brother Fulton. He was in the building last season. Shout out to them. But you know what it is. The Round Table. We see y'all in the building. Love is love. Drop 100. The culture. I'm gone. All right. 1. Game.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo. Need to turn the track up a little bit for me. All up in my ears. The mic is loud, but the music ain't loud. Yeah. Yeah. Now the mic is low now. Turn the mic